Hey guys, it's Lauren from Beautiful Mesh. Okay, guys, I want to chat with you tonight. Let me make sure that I get up the live and we're live. Hold on one sec. Make sure that I'm live and that Zoom is working. It is. Okay, cool. Look. All right, awesome. Like you don't want to listen to me twice. Okay. So listen, you guys. I hear a lot from people about who are trying to sell on Etsy that they're having issues making sales. So I wanted I was thinking today I need to do a live on kind of like 2 ways to figure out why you might not be selling. Because there's 2 main routes that you can sort of take. And if you can figure out which route to take, you can really narrow down why it is you have items that aren't selling. So obviously that's the big key to selling on Etsy is trying to figure out how to get views, how to get sales, and what's going on, because sometimes it can seem a little confusing. So hey guys. Oh, thanks, Debbie. I was watching his Q&A too, but I needed to go live and I didn't want it to get too late. So I'm sorry that I'm crossing paths here. Okay, so listen, guys. So think about this. So there's 2 ways. If you're not making a sale on Etsy, you need to figure out, are you having have a listing that is getting no views at all and no sales, obviously? Or do you have a listing that's getting a lot of views, but no sales? There's a big difference in why you're not getting sales. And it all comes down to your views. And that's where you start. And that's where you're going to figure out which path to take to fix it. Okay. And okay, so when you're wondering, okay, well, how many is enough views? What's little views or what's a lot of views? The confusing part is, yes, it is relative, obviously. Somebody with a whole lot more items in their shop are going to get more views, literally because there are more things to view, right? So if you have only a couple items in your shop, once somebody kind of rolls through those 3 or 4, they're done and you can't get a whole lot of views. But if you can have more items in your shop, people might look at more things. You also have more chances of somebody finding something similar and happening upon your shop, because like Etsy suggests related items, things like that. So you have a bigger chance of somebody happening upon your listings if you've got more of them. Okay, so if you have, let's say, if you have like maybe you only have 4 or 5 items in your shop, say you have 5 items in your shop, okay? If you've got 4 of those items and they're getting, I don't know, maybe 20 views a day or something, but they've got that 5th item is only getting like 2 views a day, then there's a problem, okay? Now, if all of them are getting like 2 views a day, then you can also see there's a problem. But you have to look at how many items you have and kind of compare them, because you can look at all this stuff in your stats and see which ones are performing poorer than others. Are they just all performing really poorly? Are ones performing better than others? And then you can kind of figure out why. Oh no, I hope it's not freezing too much, Sherry. So yeah, so it is relative, obviously, and the longer that you've been on Etsy, you're going to get more views. The more that you're using social media, that you're going to get more views. So yeah, it is not an exact science, but just think of it relatively, okay? So do you have an item that's, we'll keep going down this path. If you have an item that's not getting a lot of views at all, that would suggest to me that you have a problem with your SEO. And that means basically your keywords. So think of how Etsy works. Etsy's a computer. It's an algorithm, right? It's not a person. It's a whole computer, artificial intelligence algorithm. If you don't use the words literally on the screen type the words that the customers are also looking for, they're not going to find you. You have to, they can't find you by a picture. They can't find you. They can't find you just because you put something up there, because there's nothing to get them to you. Yes, they could type in your shop name and they could see all your items. But if they're going through search, the only way that they can find your items is for you to type in the words and them to type in the words and then be like as close as possible. They got to match. They got to, that's the only way. So if you're not using the keywords that people are searching for, or you're not using enough, then they're just not going to find that item. There's no way. So if you've got somebody, you've got a listing that has, you know, just 3 words in the title. I'm trying to think of, for example. So here, I have this wreath right here. Let's see, for example. Okay, right? Look at this thing. Okay. It's technically a basket, but you know what I mean. Okay. So say you've got this, right? Say you just say Christmas wreath, or you just say pine cone wreath or something. And that's all you put in your title. If the customer is really looking for an evergreen wreath or something, and you don't have those words and you just had typed pine cone, or you had just typed red berries or something, then they're not going to find it. So think about what you're putting as titles and tags, and think like a customer and really try and maximize that. Don't leave any of those spaces blank. In your tags, in your titles, don't leave that space blank. I see lots of people that leave their tags, like forget to put stuff in your tags. Well, you're just really limiting your chances of being found, okay? So if you've got a listing and you're not getting any views, then people haven't found it. You need to work on that SEO for that listing, okay? Now, if they're not seeing like any of your items, then your whole shop needs a revamp. You're missing somewhere in your whole shop. You haven't filled out your whole shop. Things are missing somewhere, and your SEO is missing on your listings. SEO is search engine optimization. So SEO can mean, it can mean a lot of the parts. It basically means, how are you optimizing this part of your shop to be able to be found by the search engines? How have you optimized it? How have you made the best chances of being found? Does that make sense? Okay, so there's that route. Now, what if you have a route where you have an item and it's getting lots of views and favorites, maybe even, but no sales? In that case, your SEO is probably pretty good, or you're putting links out there somewhere that's taking people directly there. You might be putting a link on Instagram or Facebook, and so people are clicking over. They want to see more information about that. You're getting views. They're seeing it, but there's something stopping them from purchasing. There could be pictures that could be, your pictures they can't tell quite what it is. Their pictures are dark and they're blurry and they're, kind of sketchy. It could be price. It could be shipping cost. It could be you just don't have enough information in the description for them to learn more about the item and the size and whatever, and they just don't feel like wasting their time and messaging you for more information about it. So you've got, they might like it, or they might just have gotten to it, but there's a reason that they are not purchasing. And so that's when you really need to look at all the other little factors on the listing and try and figure out what it is. That's when you really need to review pictures and price. Mostly, that's the biggest things. If somebody is not purchasing and going through. Something's not converting, something's not committing them. It could also be, now there's another sort of tricky thing. It could also be that you're using words in your keywords that aren't really relevant to your item, and the match is mismatched. So you're using words or to try and attract people because you think that they're popular words or popular names or popular shops or whatever, but they're not actually looking for what it is you have to sell. So you could be attracting all these buyers but it's not for the right reasons. Then there's a mismatch there and they aren't going to purchase. So it has, conversions happen faster and sales happen faster when what a customer is searching for matches up really well with what Etsy shows them. So that's what, you just have to make sure that the words that you're using are relevant. Don't be trying to throw in a whole bunch of like buzzwords or, whatever, trying to hope that you will attract people to your listing if that's not really what your listing is about. Because then there's really no point. Somebody will see it, but that's not what they wanted. They wanted what they searched for, and it's not what your item is. It's not, sales not going to happen. Okay. And actually on Etsy, if you have a listing that gets a lot of views and no sales, that looks bad to them because Etsy's wondering, where is the mismatch? There's an issue here. Nobody's buying this. We're going to show it to people. There's really no point. We keep showing it and nobody's buying it. We're going to move it. We got some other people that are selling something that's actually selling. We're going to move yours to the end and we're going to put somebody else's up here. So it is definitely important that you look at your stats and try and figure out, do you have an item with no views? Do you have an item with lots of views? And, it's not selling for one of those two reasons, and try and figure out how to, that's how you can narrow it down and pick which path you go down to try and figure out how you can fix it and how you can, and to try and get that item to sell. Okay. If you don't charge enough, they think that there's something wrong with the product. They're like, yeah, that could be true too. Yeah, definitely. And that's one of the reasons why I don't normally run sales. Because if you do, it cheapens your product. Customers are going to wait for a sale. And they're going to wonder, like when I do shop like the clearance items and the sales items in the store. I mean, you guys probably do too. But a lot of times those items are like a little bit smushed, like, or a little bit bent, or, at the craft store, like they're just like a little bit off, or like they might be like the seconds or whatever. So that's what people are thinking when you've got an item that is on sale or that's like way underpriced. They're like, is there a scratch on it somewhere? Is there like, did she paint this the wrong color? Did she miss something here? Is this going to fall apart when I get it? Like, why? So yeah. So if you've got an item that's, really not like that, don't underprice it. Make sure you price it what it's worth. Okay. I hope it's not freezing. Okay. Example of a tag. An example of a tag. So I have keywords lists in my Etsy shop, you guys. If you go to my Etsy shop, which if you're on mobile, if you like tap my face, my page will come up. Click to go to my page, that blue shop now button, it'll take you right over to my Etsy shop, or you can just go to Etsy and search for beautiful mesh. But I have keywords lists in my Etsy shop for this reason that will give you great examples of the keywords that you should be using in your titles and tags. It's a big list. I've got them for I'm still working on, I got to work on July 4th, but I've got them for Easter. I've got them for St. Patrick's Day, Mardi Gras, Valentine's Day, Christmas, every day, fall, Halloween. Okay. And they have great examples of words and keyword phrases that you should be using. So I would check those out if you haven't yet. And all of them are 20 characters or less on purpose, because in your tags, you only get 20 characters. So I purposely made sure that when I put that list together, that I did it so that they are only 20 characters or less, so you never have to worry about, are they going to fit? Okay, my mouth and voice are off. I'm so sorry. I don't know why. Oh, Damon's still going. I'm so sorry. I left. I thought he was done it in an hour. Hey, Brooke. So you guys, I just, as a aside, I just saw Brooke's name. So Brooke was with us in Etsy 101, and we just this week wrapped up Etsy 101, and it'll be offered up again in the summertime. So you guys, if you want to jump onto Etsy 101, make sure you save up and budget your time to for the summer, because we are going to run another cycle of 101. And do you know how many people from this very first round not only opened their shop in these 6 weeks, but had 1 sale, 2 sales, 3 sales, 4 sales. I mean, there's people with 4 or 5 sales in these first 6 weeks of opening your shop. Do you know how long it took me to make a sale when I opened my Etsy shop? First of all, it's because I had no clue what I was doing. That's one of the big reasons that I started a course. I started the ebook and all these things, because there's not a whole lot of information out there. I mean, there is, but it's hard to find. And sometimes it can be a little scattered. It could be, you get this piece from this person and this piece from this person, and you don't know who to trust and how to put it all together in one cohesive system. And that's why I created the course. So yeah, I am super encouraged by everybody that had created shops and had sales already. But we won't be offering that again until the summer, but Etsy 201 is coming up. So if you've already got a shop open, these are the kinds of things that we're going to talk about, is how to level up that shop, how to increase your sales. And we're not talking about the basics anymore. We're talking about, you got a shop, you know how it works. Now, how do we take it to the next level and make it better? Didn't get where we can get lists of keywords. Oh, in my Etsy shop. They're in my Etsy shop. Debbie, my sales were picking up and now they've stalled. Yeah, there are times of year and that does that. February can be slow. In March, then it sort of picks back up, and then it'll slow again in the late summer. And that's when you need to do one of two things. You either need to start working on your business as far as reworking old listings, going back to trainings, finding new trainings to follow, learning about a new aspect of how to implement in your business. That's the time where you focus on those things. When it's quiet and you don't have any sales, you need to be working on the business part. You get that up and running, and that way when it comes time to, selling gets back in season again, you're really selling. You set yourself up, whether it's with advertising or with, getting your stock ready, getting some bases ready, or whatever it is, you set yourself up so that once the season is ready, you are gung-ho, you are like smooth sailing. The other thing you can do is consider other product lines. Maybe not like super radically different, but other product lines of items that will sell pretty well year round or on a completely different seasonal schedule. That way there's always something up and something down, and that way it sort of fills in the gaps. So for me, that's like selling some supplies, which I know kind of always will sell, or selling some digital products that I know will sell all the time, or selling some versions of everyday wreaths that I know will pretty much sell all the time. So yeah, that's how I work it to try and ride out those waves, because it is seasonal. It is. It's not going to be, and every business is going to be seasonal, or pretty much, like almost. but in the creative industry, things really do have ups and downs. So, there's market can go up and down, there's a whole lot of reasons, but if you've got some other sort of buffers in there, you can ride it out a little better, or, if it all fails, then just work on the business stuff while it's quiet. Oh, did Damon? Hey, Damon, I'm sorry. I jumped off of your live thinking you were ending at 9 and I jumped on mine, and because I didn't want to be like up all night doing this. Okay. Etsy 201 is hopefully starting in late March, early April. The only trick is getting everything up and running. I'm having a little bit of trouble with parts of it. So I'm just trying to work it out with my website developer and everything. If I can get it all lined up, that's my goal, is to have it ready in late March, early April, because I want to stay on track so that we can do that in 6 weeks. And then we can go back to Etsy 101 for anybody who missed it in January, that we can go back to that in the summer. So that's the goal. Awesome, Deb. Thank you. I'm glad it helped you. Yeah, that's a good idea, Luann. Wreath classes, that's another great idea for a slow time. All the things that you can think of that you don't have time for when you're like busy making a whole bunch of items, do that. Like, finish those trainings that you started and you haven't gotten back to, go look for, you haven't ventured down how to use Instagram or how to use Pinterest. Well, go figure that part out. Because then it's going to get busy and you're going to get selling, and you're not going to have time for those things again. So, wedding decor. Awesome, Andrea. So there is a link in the description of this video to jump on the wait list for 201. That way you guys would be the first ones to be notified when it's ready. And also, just like I did with 101, I'm going to give away a free course to somebody on the wait list. So I did that with 101, and I'll do that again here with 201. So if you jump on the wait list, you got a chance to win a the free course. So that'll be, that's kind of awesome. So, but you got to be on the wait list, because those are the email addresses that I put in the little app thingy that picks it at random. That's where they come from. So make sure that you guys sign up. Yes. So what were we going to talk about in 201? Good question. So we're going to talk about things like Canva graphics, how to work on your banner and your shop pictures and things like that. We're going to talk about how to use promoted listings, which is the ads that Etsy has. We're going to talk about long tail keywords, how to find them, how to make them, what the heck they are, because yeah, that's could be confusing. If you didn't take the 101 course, should you take the 201? Yeah, it's not necessarily, the only prerequisite to 201 is that you have an Etsy shop. That's the only thing that I really suggest, because if you come into 201 and you don't have an Etsy shop and you don't know how it works, you're gonna be really lost, because you don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not going back and talking about how to ship something, how to list something. We're not talking about any of that, because we're beyond that. If you need that, that's awesome. Just wait for 101. But yeah, the only prerequisite for 201 is that you have a shop. Or, I think you really need to have shop, because you have to know how it works. Oh, Betty, I can't see it. I think you only see it on your end. I don't know why it does it like that. The wait list should be in the description of this video. Yeah, it is. So if you're on mobile, smack my face. Just smack my face. It comes up on the bottom and the link is there. That's the easiest way to see it. Yes, 201 is intermediate to advanced. Yeah. And it, it could be you are making some sales or you're not making sales. If you just want to learn more and you think that you don't, there's just more, there's always more to learn. That would be what 201 is for. Definitely not beginner. Yeah. 101, is this a one-time fee for signing up? Yeah, if the course is a one-time fee, and it's for the 6 weeks, but what I'm trying to work on is I was able to set up a payment plan last time, like last minute, but I want to get that in place definitely beforehand this time, because I know that does make it easier for people to pay for it. So I want to get that payment plan in place, because yes. But I'm trying to get the website all set up, and I'm thinking I might have to go another route for a website. So it's sort of like things are sort of hanging in the balance right this second until I can like narrow it all down. But I will, because we're going forward with this one way or another. That's the way I did with 101. My website wasn't ready, and I was like, too bad, we're just going to go forward with it. And we had 55 people in there, and I tell you how many of them opened their shops in 6 weeks and made sales was just amazing. I mean, amazing. Because my first like 5 sales probably took 4 months, and they were all like my friends and my family. They were not people that found me on Etsy. And these people these sales they found them on Etsy. They were like totally native sales. They weren't just like Joe Schmo, their friends and their brothers and whatever. So funny. Okay. So let me find, where's some of the other, I'm going to find some of the other notes I had on what is in 201. More on reading your stats, more on tax stuff, and how to like what deductions and how to, what reports you need, calculating, how to sort of get the stuff at the end of the year. More on finding your ideal customer. Let's see, what else? Oh, more on Pinterest strategy, how to make a pin, how to post it to Pinterest, how to more on driving traffic from social media. So yeah, these are all the things that we are chatting about in 201 coming up soon. So excited. So, okay, so back to the beginning of the live, just remember, you guys, we got 2 paths here. So if you have an item that's not selling, go back to your stats, because you could see it. And you can find out which items are not getting views. And if they're not getting views, you need to go down the path of you need to fix your SEO. If they are getting views, then you need to go down the path of price, pictures, and shipping primarily. Okay. Barb, I can attest to what Lauren is saying. I took her 101. She's awesome. Opened a shop and got sales quickly. Yay, Barb. I'm so excited. Okay. All right. Well, you guys, getting on the wait list doesn't lock you into anything. And if you get on the wait list, I'm giving away a free course to somebody on the wait list. So not everything has been nailed down quite yet, but if you get on the wait list, you'll be the first to know all the information, and you can always unsubscribe later if you want to. No big deal. Okay, guys. Well, that is my information for tonight. Just a short little live. I just wanted to give you that information on, if you're not getting sales, how to figure it out, how to narrow it down. Shipping free or not free, that is the question. That is the age-old question. You don't have to do free. Nope. I can see you now, Janice. I don't know if I saw, not everything has been released yet, all the details for 201. But if you get on the wait list, you will be the first to be notified. Yeah, sorry, I have my phone down here and I can't see all the comments, but because I'm doing it, yeah, it's hard to see. All right, guys. Well, I will be chatting with you again. I got some more ideas for you on how to improve your Etsy shop and how to figure things out. So I will be back in touch. Okay. So go make them sales. Okay. Bye.